welcome to the first installment of We Want to Believe here on Honest and Uneducated. So, Rick, before we get into this stuff, I don't know, give everybody like an idea of like why this stuff fascinates you. You know what I mean, like what's your whistle with it?
I've just always been super interested in it, like UFOs specifically, even like cryptozoology in a way, things like Bigfoot and that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
But I don't know, like my family's had some weird like UFO sightings experiences, and growing up, that was pretty much what I was doing, watching TV with my dad, like crazy UFO shows, watching UFO videos, and just always kind of fascinated me, I guess.
Right. No, I'm with you, man. And it's mainly too, like you said, like mainly alien stuff.
Yeah,
Like I like a lot of I don't know, it's more of just like the unexplained, like I mean,
yeah,
'cause that just kind of intrigues me, because it's not so much because a lot of people are into like just straight up paranormal like activity kind of stuff with like
yeah.
ghost things and like whatnot, which I find that stuff interesting to
I do
some degree,
too.
but like a lot of it like can just kind of like UFOs and everything. You gotta take a lot of it with a grain of salt because it's a lot so easily faked, like
Yeah,
just
there's
so easy.
a lot of explanations for things out there, and a lot of good videos, a lot of bad videos.
Right.
And the one thing I was gonna say too is it's like I think it's a little ignorant to believe that like in the solar system, universe, whatever you want to call it, that we're alone. So,
Right.
there's a lot of people out there that disagree with me on that, but I just think these videos are kind of neat because it's like the closest perspective you'll get to looking at something possibly from like a different world.
Right.
So
That's the thing too, like, is a lot of people like I know it's like hard for people to think because the main argument that like I kind of support to some degree is like if like let's say aliens do exist, like why would they just be like cruising around here?
yeah.
Like and like I totally get that
Well,
because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
not to go too
Like
deep into it, but like they're even saying now, like what we see could possibly be us from the future, coming back somehow with
right.
after time travel's discovered and just observing the present. But who
Right. That
knows?
opens up a whole other like thing too, where because it kind of depends. Like, it's like the multiple worlds theory. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
multiverses and
yeah, and it's like which a lot of that there's like a lot of credence to, in like my opinion. But without getting too much into that, like if I don't know how much I buy the whole like future self thing because
yeah,
wouldn't they like want to like try to like make things better?
you'd think so.
Like because if
Well, if they alter the past, wouldn't it alter the
no,
future?
it wouldn't do that. Like,
Oh,
it
because
what I mean?
linear.
It's not Back to the Future, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? It would
yeah,
be like if you especially if you were to comply with the multiple worlds theory, like, these beings are more it's not technically coming to the past as much as it's interdimensional travel is
that's
what it
yeah,
would really be.
yeah,
So, like, but you would think, though, if these are humans, we'll say, from a different dimension, whether or not it's in the future or not even, like, if they saw, like, where we were at, wouldn't you think they'd wanna, like I feel like if it was, like, literally a version of future humans, like Earth-based humans,
yeah.
you'd think they'd wanna, like, give us some tips,
Oh, for sure.
Like,
Yeah,
not go on the path that we're going on now because, like, let's say it could, just, like, global warming, weird shit like that, like,
yeah,
you'd
yeah.
think there'd be something that they'd wanna I
It'd give
just
us,
find
like, some tips or help us out
yeah,
some way. We
because the
could
whole
definitely use it.
yeah, the whole idea of them just, like, observing for, like, no purpose is what, like, makes me kinda give into what a lot of skeptics would say were just that, like, why would they be here just observing?
Yeah.
Like, what do they gain out of especially if they were, like, from the future, what do they get from observing the past, quote,
Not a whole
unquote?
lot to
Like
see.
yeah, it's like if they already know the outcome of, like, the trick
History,
yeah, then
yeah,
why would they just be observing? So it would
it's
make
true.
more sense, like, for someone to come and, like, harvest our resources or something,
Yeah, or
like
just even, like, observe, like, if it was something from a different solar system or galaxy or whatever it is, just
yeah.
I'm sure it's vastly different there than it would be here and vice versa, so
Which and that would make more sense from an observational standpoint, like, if it was
yeah,
some sort of life forms from another universe or something, then they're just observing our planet,
yeah,
then that would make sense because
for
like, there'd
sure.
be knowledge that they wouldn't know. So,
Yeah,
like,
we're
you know
just,
what I
like,
mean?
seeing how primitive we are compared to them because obviously,
Right.
if you're able to travel that far, you've, definitely got some pretty good technology,
Yeah, you would
so
have to, for sure, like, yeah. That's just always what's crazy, like, I mean, if the one thing too, like if anyone's like super skeptical on this kind of stuff, which you definitely should be, because I mean, you shouldn't just believe everything you
Yeah.
read by any means or like see, because like we said, so much of this stuff could be fake. I just find it interesting. But if you ever want to have like a very convincing person, like go watch some Bob Lazar stuff.
Oh, yeah, Bob
Like
Lazar.
yeah, the Jeremy Corbell documentary that just came out with where he actually had like interviews with Bob and everything. Like that shit was so good.
It was so
Like
good,
it is
and
so compelling,
he's
and it's
always
just
been, like, one of my top UFO guys just from,
yeah,
like, the amount of information he's leaked and,
right.
you know,
Well, that's the thing too. After what, like 30 or so years or something, his story has never changed.
never. And
Like
there's weird little things that come out that kind of almost give him some credence to, like, what he's been saying because
mhm,
there's a ton of people out there that think he's full of shit,
of
but
course.
I don't know, I just don't get that vibe from him, like, whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't either, honestly. Like, not that I believe every single thing he says, but like again, like
True, true.
what he does say is very compelling. And
And
the
I mean,
fact
why is he what reason does he have to lie? He's not making money off of it. I
right,
mean,
exactly.
maybe now with, like, the documentary and that sort of stuff,
I
but,
don't even
like
know if he would be making money off it. I'm sure to some degree, but I doubt it's not like millions of people went to see this documentary in theaters and it made billions.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I I wouldn't think it's a money thing because if it was a money thing, I don't think he would have done what he did back when it happened. You know, I don't think he would
Well,
have ever came out.
he's a smart guy too. I mean, he's a scientist. He owns a store called United Nuclear up in Michigan, and like he definitely knows what he's talking about, at least from like the science aspect of it. And again, I think that lends him a little more credence to like what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's one thing too, because it's not like Jerry in his trailer saying he
No,
was abducted by aliens and I saw this UFO and it's you know what I mean it wasn't. It's like no, this was a respected guy
and he's got
who
full scientific explanations for all of it.
yeah, and go watch. Honestly, dude, there's some crazy stuff in that documentary because like I
It's
remember
creepy at some
it is
points. Like,
creepy, and that's what I was gonna say. There's like I don't know if you were talking about the same thing by any means, but like there's like literally people who worked with him who like deny he ever worked there, but like they
yeah.
literally have evidence that like he worked at X location at X time with X person. But like these people, there's like never heard of them.
Well,
And
the
it's like
one thing too was, what was I gonna say about it? Well, just the government, like, coming after him. They raided his store. They, you know, he's basically been told to shut the fuck up, and,
yeah,
people are like, "Oh, that's because he uses certain chemicals, like, that shouldn't be available to be purchased or whatever," but I don't know about that. I mean,
yeah,
why are you having, like, the FBI raid your place?
yeah. It's not something that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Not something that happens to anybody who just like owns like the kind of store he's not the only person who owns that kind of store,
No.
you know, for them to do that. It doesn't
It's
make
like
any sense.
research supplies and chemicals and
Right.
yeah.
It's because of element 151, dude.
115.
Oh, 115
Yeah,
rather.
element 115.
That was my dyslexia there.
No, yeah,
I'm not truly dyslexic. It's just you know, it is what it is. But oh man, go watch that documentary. It's
yeah.
really good. It's really
Is that
good.
on Netflix?
I think it honestly was at one point. I
That's where I
bought
saw
it.
it.
Yeah, I bought it when it came out because obviously I'm into that shit. So
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
wanted to see it like as soon as I could.
I would
And
definitely recommend that, though. That's even a good kinda, like, starting place if you're even thinking about, like, maybe I do kinda believe in this stuff or whatever. Look
yeah,
up Bob Lazar, read his story, all that, and,
yeah.
pretty compelling.
It's definitely if you haven't seen it or like if you're like super skeptical about like UFOs and aliens and all that kind of stuff, like want like again, like we were saying, he's a respected like person. He's
Yeah,
not just like some random guy. So watching like Jeremy Corbell does like a really amazing job of like breaking down his life and like how he got to you know where he is now, you know from point A to point B. Like and
yeah.
I mean, there's even one I remember one of the most fascinating aspects of the documentary. There was I forget his name, but at one point, while he was still working there at Area 51, he took like him and his friend, and like one of them was like an Air Force pilot. I forget his name. You
Yeah.
remember they like took him. Bob knew they were testing these like crafts and like whatnot, so like they went to pretty much a viewing site to where he knew you could go in the middle of the
Oh, and they
desert
were, like, spot on.
to like oversee. Yeah, and it's like you could see
It
him.
was, like, on schedule when he said they would be flying,
Yeah,
you could see the lights, and
yeah.
he also it was, like,
Wasn't
Area
there
50.
footage from that too?
I think so,
I think
yeah.
because I think there's even footage, and this guy that was with him, not to interrupt, he's just he went on to be like a well-respected like Air Force pilot and like things
Yeah,
like that too.
yeah.
So like I don't know, it's just like just watch it for
Well,
a
the
second.
one thing too, everybody always talks about Area 51, and I think that's where he started initially, but with
Mhm.
his story, he eventually moved to a place, it's like on a different lake bed just south of Area 51 called S4, and that's apparently where all these crafts are stored, located, researched.
Yep.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it really is too, just like the level of detail and the fact that the story hasn't changed, or the level of detail that he gets into with like how the crafts functioned, or where
Oh
he
yeah.
would go to get to like his work area on site, and like all these things, and like you said too, with he was able to go take these guys to somewhere in the middle of the desert where he knew at X time they were testing these crafts, and then boom,
It
there they
happened.
were.
Yeah.
Like it's not something you can just stage, you know what I
No,
mean? And like
I
he
don't think
gets
so.
nothing out of staging it. Now, is it just like, does that mean it's a UFO and like alien stuff? Not
Could be
necessarily,
government
but
research like stealth technologies, but
exactly. And it's like, but that's kind of the point, the fact that I don't know, they've gone out of their way to pretty much like silence him to like some
yeah,
degree.
and I
And it's
mean,
like,
you'd think that they would just be like, "Oh, this guy's crazy, don't listen to him." But
yeah,
like they basically pretend like he doesn't exist, and I
yeah,
think a lot of his like accreditations from over the years have basically just been wiped out because yeah.
yeah. And that's the thing too. Like I was saying, like people like who have like worked with him in the past, who he says he's worked for, they claim they don't know him, and then like they like there were places of work that like they show he never worked there, but then he has like a pay stub from them.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And like they show you all this stuff, and it's like this is kind of,
Makes you
if
think.
he's just crazy, why are they going through so much trouble to like discredit him to some degree?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that's the weird thing. Is like you said, if it's just some rando person with no credence at all, then like they just have some government spokesperson come out and just say like this is ridiculous. But at
Yeah.
no point has that ever really happened.
No.
Like, and like they just like
Well,
they
like
just try to discredit him more
even that
so than anything.
scene in the documentary where they raid his place, they literally were mentioning things that he was talking about the day before with Jeremy Corbell, where it was like the phone was listening to. They
Yeah,
brought that stuff up, and there's like no way they would have even known other than like, they're watching him
yeah,
that
NSA shit.
yeah,
Like
exactly. Like it's crazy.
it's crazy, dude. But let's get into some we got, again, like we said, this is just gonna be like a little taste of what our the We Want to Believe show is gonna be. It's gonna be on Wednesday, so we're gonna just get into some we got a couple UFO videos we're just gonna look at, and I don't know, just give our thoughts about it. So
Yeah.
let us know what you guys think, especially if you haven't seen the Jeremy Corbett. What is it called? You remember what it's called?
I don't, but if you type in Bob Lazar,
Here,
Jeremy
let me
Corbell,
let me look up what it's called real quick, just so we
yeah.
can tell you.
Now, the other thing I would say too, while you're looking that up, is obviously draw your own conclusions with these videos. We're just kind of selecting ones that we think are pretty good. We may even have some ones that are obviously bad, just to kind
Right.
of show you the difference. But we're not trying to force you into believing anything. It's
Oh
just
no, yeah, this is pure. That's why I said tinfoil hat, pure
yeah,
speculation. If we watch something, like we're gonna give you our honest and uneducated opinions
for
on it.
sure.
That's the whole point of this channel. Like we just
Yeah,
talk about things that we see. We may not have like the level of credence that someone like a Bob Lazar is gonna have on
yeah.
this.
Or
We're
any of
just
those
saying,
guys.
based on what we see in these videos, we're just talking about it, giving
Yeah,
what our opinions on it. Like, however uneducated may be, they're just our honest opinions on whatever it is that we're looking at. But yeah, it's called documentary itself. It's called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, and it is on Netflix right now. So you can also, I know you can buy it on like Amazon and everything too, because that's where I bought it when it first came out. So
yeah.
if you're interested, here it is. Go check it out. It's super compelling, especially like we said, if you're
It's
not,
interesting.
yeah, and if you're on the fence about even becoming a skeptic, then this is a great place to start.
Yeah,
Like and even if you are like super against it and like super skeptical, don't think these things are real in any way, shape, or form. Check this out and just see, let us know what you think, like down in the comment section below. If you liked it, if you found it compelling, I don't know, I'm just curious. I want to
yeah,
know how many people out there feel the same way we feel about this stuff.
For sure.
Because like aside from movies and comic book stuff, like this stuff always fascinates.
Yeah, Nate and I've been
Fascinates.
Rob and I have been friends for a long time. We've always talked about this sort of stuff.
Always.
It's always just interesting to bring up and, like you said, put your tinfoil hat on and just kinda go down the wormhole with it.
It's just fun to talk about and speculate.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
Right.
mean, just even imagining what it could be or discussing it, it's just
Right. Because even like you said too, like with people, like you said something about like there's no way we could be the only living organism in the universe.
yeah, exactly.
I find that to be like people who believe that, like I think it's insanity to think
There's
that.
people out there.
I know, and I think that's
Like some
literally
flat earth shit.
yeah, that's more baffling to me that anybody could believe that we are the only living organisms out there. Like, could you possibly think that we? How many universes and or different galaxies have literally like NASA alone like uncovered, and then like you can just look up and see them. Like
Yeah,
they're there. Like
exactly.
go read a fucking book. Like there's no way that if we're one galaxy, the Milky Way is one galaxy, one solar system. There's millions of
Oh, yeah,
like
well, the
an
Hubble
infinite number.
there's pictures like the Hubble Deep Space Field or something. It's a specific picture that the Hubble took, and in this image, it's just galaxy after galaxy after
Yeah, it's
galaxy,
insane,
and
dude.
you're telling me that, however many solar systems are in those galaxies, with however many planets are in those solar systems, it's like, it'd just be stupid, I think, to think that we're alone.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. It doesn't necessarily have to even mean like if it's too crazy for you to think about like other humanoids out there. Like think of like the moon of Jupiter, Europa, right? The one
Yeah,
that's all oceans. Okay, their
under
oceans
the
are
ice, yeah.
yeah, they have 60-mile deep oceans there.
It's insane.
Okay, I think ours are like on average about like 8 miles or something.
And they've got liquid water,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's literally like from what we can, we don't know the exact chemical makeup of it. I don't think just because we haven't been there necessarily,
yeah,
but it's
I haven't been there.
from what we can see observably, I'm like 99% certain that like yes, it's like water. Like
Yeah.
so presumably it's like some form of H2O at some
Typically,
something.
where there's water, there's life. A
Exactly.
lot of times.
And that's the thing, like and I think there was a recent thing too I just read about due to the depth of that those oceans there on Europa, the gravity of just the planet itself, well the moon, I guess.
Yeah.
Um like they theorize like if there is indeed some form of aquatic life there, that they would be just like massive
I
to
could
be
see
able to
that, yeah.
withstand the pressure and the
Oh,
gravity
yeah,
of
they
that.
have to be.
So, like
Giant space
yeah,
whales,
imagine that, dude, just some
space
massive
squids.
space or not yeah, not really space, I guess, but just some massive there could be, like, things that make megalodons look like, little baby sharks
Oh,
under
yeah.
there. You never know,
Well, you
dude,
and I
like
always jokingly theorize too, like cephalopods, which are like octopuses and squids and things. We've always
yeah,
joked
dude,
that
they're
we
so
think they're
weird.
aliens.
Yeah, they're
Like,
so weird, dude.
that's the most, like, unique creature on the planet that's
Yeah.
not like anything else, really.
Yeah, they're so weird. And then, you remember, siphonophores, dude? Siphonophores are so fucked up.
Those are like egg colonies.
Yeah, dude, they're so weird, though. I'm pulling some of these up real
You gotta pull up that original siphonophore video. That was the one I showed you where it just even know what it looks like.
let me see if I can find a good one.
But
They're so weird,
siphonophores,
they come in so many different sizes too and, like, shapes and shit.
well,
Like,
it's
it's so
weird. It's
crazy.
actually a bunch, like, I think millions of small organisms that are kind of,
Like, look at this stuff. This is stuff that's in our ocean.
but
Like,
then the
keep
thing
that in
that's
mind.
crazy
Like,
is it's all
it's
these
crazy.
organisms together, but they literally make one thing that, like, moves on its own, which is fucked up.
Dude, I know, it's just so weird, dude.
I wish,
Like
yeah, that one video that we watched that one time, it looks like an alien.
yeah, dude, it looks so weird. Let me see if I can find one. Maybe see what this one is. Hold on, let me put I don't know how loud it
Yeah.
alright, it's good.
Garbage? Yeah, my goodness.
I don't think this is. It's
Like a siphonophore? Yep.
what?
Wow.
Put your headphones on.
Oh, how cool. What?
Dude, look at this thing, dude.
That's fucking crazy.
Gosh.
Like, what the fuck?
I know, right? Like, and like you
This
said, this is
isn't even
in our ocean.
Yeah, this is in our ocean,
that's
for fuck's
awesome.
sake.
Like, I can't even
This
really
is like
like
a
wrap.
tiny one.
I can't like
That's
wrap my
weird.
mind around what that even is.
I know, it's so weird. It almost looks like a plant. Like, it's got all this weird shit on it. Like, dude, where's that? Oh yeah, we gotta look up
Yeah.
spiral
I bet you
siphonophore.
that thing
I don't think
was
was it a spiral? I think it was like giant siphonophore or
Sting?
something like that.
Well, I know the spiral one. I've seen it before. It looks crazy.
That one, I think it's the third
Like,
one
look at
down.
that. Look at that, dude.
Looks like a fucking chandelier.
Yeah, I know. Like, this is just like, imagine just swimming through the ocean.
These
And
things
you
are
see this.
enormous a lot of times, from what I understand too.
Yeah, they're not like tiny little things.
If you
They're
go
massive.
back, I think it was like the third video down. That was the one that just absolutely ridiculous looking.
Hold on, I want to see this thing real quick. What is this? Oh wait, I think here's one. I think this one right here is one that we were looking at. We've seen before. Let me do it real quick though.
I think he clicked on the other one.
No. This is a
Also
different
a
one.
siphonophore?
That is one of the amazing
Look at-
zooplankton that we haven't seen yet.
Or yeah, they're like plankton colonies, or
Great shape.
doesn't even look like a colony. It just looks like its own sentient,
These are
like
deep water siphonophores. You usually don't find these closer to the surface.
This thing,
It's also
honestly, dude, majestic as
surprisingly
fuck,
great
dude.
shape.
Really?
man.
like
Sometimes you
a
see them in
ocean
pieces,
caterpillar or something.
but this seems to
Yeah.
be a fairly intact
This
colony.
stuff's so crazy, man.
That
The
gigantic
siphonophores
one
are
was just
known for a pretty potent stick.
insane. I think it was in Japan or something like that.
Hold on. Just so in case you wanted me to go back.
Yeah, I think on that search page.
Oh, this is one. Look. Because, like, yeah, I've seen this one before. They, like, scroll up. Just look at this. Coming up here. This one's
Dude.
crazy.
I think this may be that video.
I think this is it.
Just floating around at the bottom of the ocean.
This is, like, one part beautiful, one part horrifying. Like, I would just, I don't like, open water.
No.
Shit spooks me, man. But, like, I can't imagine just strolling along in the ocean and then, like, you see this thing.
Right?
Like, I would, what is this?
What is this?
What is this shit? Like, look how big it is too. 'Cause it's got these like other little tendril things that come down, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
I think they use those to like trap fish and things like that.
and it's just huge,
Consume
dude.
it.
It's so crazy. And look at it, like this one's like something. It's eating something. What? And this is what I like to tell people. I like to use siphonophores as an example of people who are skeptical about like aliens, because it's like, look at these things that exist.
Oh yeah.
On our planet. You're telling me in some place like Europa or just somewhere else that something like this doesn't
the moon of
exist
Jupiter.
like in the waters there, you know? Like, because something's got a single plant that's life. So if there's a plant on another planet, that's life on another planet. Everyone got to start somewhere. We started with single cell organisms here. And I find it baffling that people don't think that there's not even like a single-celled organism somewhere else out there in the world,
Yeah.
in the universe. It's insane. Like, there's definitely
It's
something
a little
out there.
ignorant.
It is a little ignorant because it's not even like, I don't know. It's almost like people like anymore who think too, just like if you dislike something of theirs that they like, it's like a personal attack. You
Yeah.
know? And it's like, you know, just because, you know, there's life elsewhere, it doesn't change, you know,
Well, a lot of
your
people,
importance. Like, you know,
I mean, it makes people like question religion and that sort of stuff, which I think that's one big reason a lot of people don't like that, you know, because
I'm a man of science, my man.
Oh, me too.
I'm not
for
yeah,
sure.
You,
for sure.
and that's a huge problem, I think, with people. Like, if you don't like an answer, no, you can believe whatever you want to believe. I don't care if you're religious, great. More power to you. But I don't expect the world to conform to my beliefs.
No.
Like, that's not how the world works, man. Like, and that's why, like, I just, like I say, like, I'm more of a man of science than anything. So I'm gonna believe like scientists and biologists and things like that over anything. You know, and if there's a new study that comes out that disproves something, then great. That's how science works. You know,
Oh, for
we're always
sure.
discovering new things and learning new things. This is weird as fuck still to this.
Yeah. We got to get into some UFO videos
Yeah, so
too.
let's get into a UFO. Let's get into something here.
See what we got.
Let's take a look here. So this
Okay.
this is over Hale Beach.
Cornwall,
We
United
close this
Kingdom.
Siphonophores. We're done with Siphonophores. Check out the documentary for sure. Super good. Only an hour.
We
and
got to
a
have
half
Bob
long.
Lazar on the show sometime.
I'd love to have Bob. Bob,
Have
if
like
you
a
ever
Zoom
want to come
call.
in and talk and just answer the same questions you've answered over and over
And tell
again.
the story
But
like
yeah, but with 2
1,000
people you've
times.
never met, like who are huge fans, and
Hit us up.
hit us up. honestanduneducated@gmail.com.
Okay.
Go. Let's do this.
This is Cornwall, UK. Looks like off of a beach.
Yeah. Taking a look here.
You can kind of see that light up there on the
These are not
rightish.
the UFOs.
No, those are people.
These are just people.
But there's that light on the horizon.
Yep,
Oh,
this is it right here.
look at it go. Like it stopped and now it's moving. I mean, planes don't behave like that.
No, see, and look, it just stopped and then like moved backwards. You see that?
Yeah.
Like, is that like a helicopter could do that?
A helicopter could do that, but I think what we're about to
So
see.
yeah, boom, and then it moves, and it goes down. So it came to a complete stop.
It's like hovering.
That's one thing I will say too. With a helicopter, they can make maneuvers similar to that,
Yeah.
but normally they can't just hard stop.
No.
They have to ease up on it, and it'll normally like tip, and then like it'll keep going and slow down, and
Yeah.
then it can level out, and then like go vertical or whatever. I've never
The
seen one
part
come to such a
coming up
complete
here,
stop.
I think, makes it a little more mysterious, I would say, too. So it just sits there,
Again, too, with a helicopter, they can do this, but normally they're like there's more movement to them
No, yeah.
because
yeah.
the propeller blades are they're manipulating the air around them.
It's really
to
bright,
fly.
too, whatever it is.
Yeah, see, it just moved down more again,
So,
but then boom,
yeah, like that's. Helicopters don't do that.
and they can, but like
I'm
not
sure
at
they
that
could, but-
speed. Not at that speed, though, dude.
Oh, no.
Helicopters
That
could
was
not
like
move that quick
shooting up through
vertically.
the sky.
Yeah, the helicopters are like omnidirectional in that sense, but like I said, normally, like even when it comes to coming to a complete stop, their momentum carries them.
Oh, yeah, for
You know what I
sure.
mean?
It's
Like,
not
they'll
like
slow
a
down.
hard stop.
Yeah, it's not just a okay, I'm stopping and now I'm going to go vertical. They have like a much slower rise up.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of suspicious. You know,
It's
what
a
I mean?
good one, yeah.
Like
It's
just the
kind
way
of
it
far and distant, but it's still.
like a lighter object like a drone could
That's true. I didn't even
manipulate
think about a
themselves like
drone,
that.
but that depends on how far it is away from the camera.
and that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like this seems like it's pretty far out there because it's small.
It doesn't go through the clouds, it doesn't look like.
It looks like
But-
it goes through the clouds.
Well, even if it was a drone, though,
Like
like,
I think you saw cloud breaks right there,
it's lit up,
like right here.
whatever it is.
See, it looks like there's a cloud break right there.
It's hard to determine the distance of how
Yeah.
far out it is
and then the
because, like,
frame
you could,
rate's not super great.
if anything, just kind of figure out like how big it would actually be.
Yeah.
But I
That's
don't
the
know.
thing. It's really for it to be a drone, it would have to be a pretty big drone.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah, that's what I
is-
was thinking.
It's a really bright light too. So for it to have, because I mean, for it to be lit up that big, even if it was a couple miles out, that would have to be a pretty big light,
Oh
a
yeah,
pretty bright light. You got to think when you see like an airplane flying overhead, the light's not even that bright.
no,
Now,
no.
granted, this could be a lot of just this camera.
Could be
and
the
how it's-
reflection of the sunset.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things. That's the beauty of these videos, in my opinion. Though it's like you just don't know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just got to take. I'm just
It's
looking at
interesting.
the evidence here, and I find like if I were to get this video off my beach cam, I would be confused.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
obviously, whoever this guy was, whoever owns this camera, they also, if it's not completely staged, mind you, they obviously saw something they don't typically see
Yeah,
enough to post it like over, so or at least give it to somebody who because I don't know if this person made the video,
yeah.
but they got the video. But either way, even whoever actually got this footage had to have thought that was odd, and I'm sure with
Oh,
this,
yeah, I
with
would.
this fixed camera they have here, that obviously stood out to them.
Yeah,
Which again makes it kind of odd. Like unless it's completely staged, I find that to be interesting.
yeah.
I don't know, not a whole lot else to it, but let's take a look.
See
at
what
this.
you think.
Huh?
I said, let's see what they think. Like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
draw
What-
your own conclusions.
Yes. let us know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this video, because I find it to be
A good one, but it's not a great one.
it's not yeah, the next one we're gonna take a quick look at here. We're gonna skim through it because it's kind of long, but
Is this the turkey one?
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
this one, whether or not it's real, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's much more debatable in the fact that like this one I feel like has a lot of credence that it doesn't look fake by any means.
Yeah, it's just a light on the
But it's
horizon.
also like nothing that's like super detailed that gives you a ton of information. It's just like here's a thing,
Yeah.
it goes up. Like I said, it easily could have been like a helicopter or a drone or something. A drone would be more likely to make those it's fast
Those
and
sorts of
quick
movements.
maneuvers and
Yeah.
just manipulates like its speed, because that's the thing. Helicopters can't really just come to a complete stop like that because they're fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Drones aren't very heavy, so
No.
it'd have to be a big drone to do that. Have a bright light, possible. Either way, let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let's get into the second video here
Word.
because it's something.
Yeah, this is something. So this is in Turkey, off the coast. Bat.
So here's the thing, though, and I'm gonna say like right off
You
the
wanna
bat,
pause it on
with this though, like you'll see the camera guy. For one, I find it odd that at no point in time, I'm just gonna let it play through because they go through this a little bit. But at no time does this dude who's recording this for like this is an hour-long video, and you'll see like there's numerous times that the timestamp on the camera will change. I think it goes up to being like 6 o'clock in the morning at some point.
Yeah.
But at no point does this dude ever go get a tripod or anything to stabilize his image, which I find that to be like very suspicious.
And this is zoomed in over the ocean. It starts
Yeah.
out, it's just like a white dot on the horizon, but he zooms in on it.
Mhm. And that's another thing. Every
That's the
time
moon.
they zoom, the camera guy zooms, there's a cut in the film.
Well, you can
like-
almost see the moonlight reflecting off the top of it. Whatever it is. And the one thing I know that people kind of thought was weird about this too, if you look in the middle of it, there's almost like a window looking thing.
Yeah.
And at certain points when you're watching the video, you can actually see things moving, like almost like heads or something like that, like walking back and forth. And that I always thought was kind of weird, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you'd think they would get a tripod.
Right. And that's what like let me see if I can get another one where they zoom. Because that's the other thing that's like very suspicious. Like you never got a tripod and you sat here and did this for like 4 hours. I find that to be a little suspicious.
Yeah, just holding your phone up for
Two,
4 hours.
Every time that they zoom in and like I'll find a shot here in a minute when they're like you see the whole beach like you were saying.
Yeah.
Then they zoom in on the object, quote unquote. There's a cut in the film every time. Like there's
True.
never a clean zoom in entirety to the object. It's always zooming in and then it cuts to the object in like a higher res image, which
Well-
makes me think it was cut in. It's like it could be fake.
Well, yeah, and then with that kind of camera work too, I mean, it's just really hard to say. You know, the guy hit pause. Did he? I don't know.
I don't know, because that's the thing. I always because right there, he was zooming in on the object.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
And then all of a sudden he cut to the higher res image of
it
it.
looks like a saucer, obviously, some sort of saucery looking thing.
It kind of looks like the same kind of saucer that Bob Lazar describes, in all honesty.
It kind of does, yeah. Well, and Bob Lazar said too, it's not like one specific look. There was like 4
Yeah.
or 5 of them. And, it's crazy.
But they were saucers just like this, where you can kind of see like right here on the center of it. That's where Bob always says like the engine is or whatever.
Yeah, the
And, like,
gravity deflectors
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
that's where it would manipulate gravity to be able to fly, which it has that same similar design.
It does. Who knows?
So here, he's zooming out. And then there's another cut.
Yeah, goes right back to it.
Görüyor musun? Duruyor orada. He. Bak. Zoomladım ya. Ağır ağır gidiyor değil mi?
Hold the camera still.
Böyle bir şey.
I know, that's
That looks crazy.
okay, here's the telescope zoom shot coming up.
Like that to me, what we just saw, that looked really wild.
Yeah.
Allah kahretsin seni.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here we go. Here we go. So here it is.
Bu ne ya?
He's gonna do the zoom and it's gonna cut again.
Yeah, look at the timestamp.
Yeah, now it's
Well, the
back.
timestamp keeps changing. Yeah.
Mhm. and now it's 9:03. We were just looking at something. It was like almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Like that
now
looks pretty sketchy there. I mean, that's just
yeah,
like
I mean
on a
that looks
beach.
interesting.
Bak bak bak gidiyor ara ara. Aa, yok
Makes you
oldu.
think.
Yok.
Hmm?
I said it makes you think.
Yok oldu.
Right. See, now there's just a cut.
Oh, yep.
So-
Who knows? Maybe this guy though just took what footage he had and kind of compiled it into
Well,
like,
now all of a sudden it's 4:53 in the morning.
yeah. This thing's still just sitting there.
I just know that, like, dude, like if I
Oh, if you go down to where you were, there's a really good shot of it.
right here.
Go to the, yeah.
Oh, here.
This is the part where I think they said that like they saw things.
Oh, here's another zoom part.
That's like it before the sun goes down. It looks like.
That's the thing too. The way they cut this video, because like we were at like 2 a.m. Then we were at 9:53 p.m. and then now we're at 4:53 a.m. And then I'm going to skip forward here, and we're going to be at it looks like 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, then here
That's
it
like
also
where-
doesn't make sense. Here's again 5 a.m. Now we're at 5 a.m.
that looks weird though. But I mean, that could be a cruise ship on the horizon or something.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, who the fuck knows? Especially with how like low res this camera is.
yeah. It's 2008, so
But that's the thing. Like, if you saw something like this, dude, just like as someone who has like any sort of experience with the camera and someone who would want
I'd want it to look
people
good.
to believe me, like if I told the story and had footage of this, I would want people to actually believe me because like just like kind of like Bob Lazar, I don't want people to just be like, "There's no fucking," you know what I mean? There's no
Yeah.
way, like no, like but. So I just find it really odd that at no point in time this guy did at least one continuous zoom in on it. Then boom, it's there, and
It's a
then
lot of
zooms
standing.
out. Like it's 5 seconds of work. You know what I mean? It's like you never get the tripod, and then like we never get a clear zoom in. Here it is. Zoom out. There. You know, here I am. Here it is. Here I. You know, none of that.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I would have ever done with it before I even got any like close up shots on it. I would have been like, here it is. Like I'm gonna zoom in on it now. Then boom, there it is. Like I find that to be suspicious.
I think it's coming up here in like a minute or two, but the shots where it's like illuminate there.
Gördüm.
Because in another cut, like at
Yeah.
no point in time do you ever see him just
It
zoom
looks
in on
like
the object.
looks like a disc with the moon reflecting off of it.
That's
It's
what it
even like
looks
only lit on one side.
Yeah, it looks like there's like obviously light sources here, like coming off the machine,
Onun yanında.
and then like yeah, that would be like moonlight or something over here.
Yeah.
Karanlık yok biraz zayıf
Abi şu
gözüküyor.
anda karanlık o dediğin şey ya. Ama arada
And I think it even gets better.
But again, the timestamp
çok
changed
ufak
too.
ufak
Yeah.
bakmayınca, hani başka yere
Dude, that is
bakınca
a disc sitting in the sky. Like
değişiyor sanki.
I mean, it's definitely something. Yeah. So let me skip forward. Here's where there's some.
the lighting, like the lighting coming off of it is perfect for exactly what that would look like. I mean, I'm not saying it's real. That's weird.
Ne kadar parlak değil mi Salih? Sen
See, this is like I don't even know. This honestly makes it look a lot different.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the
Maybe
light,
some kind of like energy field around it or something.
well, I think the light's just like hitting it like in a better angle now. But it's weird because the time changed again. So like we were at like
bu manyak.
2:59, but now all of a sudden this is 2:19.
İlk defa parlak.
Yeah. There's no like consecutive video of it. Like,
But this is also like the dates were changing too, which I don't know if we were paying attention to that before. So like the one before was the 11th.
if I read
this is the
correctly, though, they
12th.
said it happened over the period of a couple nights.
Yeah. Because yeah, it looks like a lot of the footage when we first started,
What's it doing just sitting there?
or it was May 27th, then May 29th,
Now it's June
then
12th.
June 6th,
Oh, yeah.
Değişti.
then June 10th,
Şekil değişti Salih.
June 11th, and June 12th. So there's been like 5 days. But I mean, they skipped a couple days, but it was like 5 days of footage.
Yeah.
Baba ışık gidiyor bir yana.
I don't know.
It's
Over
weird.
the course of 5 days, though, you never get a tripod and you don't have one
Yeah,
video.
like
Düğün duruyor.
when you go down to the
Baba ışık
local
gösterdi.
market and get a tripod or something.
right. It's just
Dude, you could even sit the phone down in the sand and
you
angle
don't
it
even need a
correctly.
tripod. Yeah, just put it on a stable source. Like put it on the ground. Like do
That looks weird there. When they show some of them, like you can definitely tell it looks like a physical object with reflecting light coming off of it. Doesn't look like a boat. But you know, in the comments for this video, a lot of people are kind of saying what you're saying with like the timestamps, the zooming, the cutting in and out.
Deniz kıyısında gibi. İleride.
Just thing, like he's zooming in right now. Why is there no zoom all the way in so we can see the like higher res image of it?
Yeah, I mean, it could be just the camera, but
No, there's a cut. Like, and this is
Oh, yeah.
like every time, like it'll show like zooming in and then
it's kind of weird.
yeah, but this is so much different than the other ones too.
Yeah, it doesn't look anything.
So he moved. See, like here, this looks like a stable shot.
Yeah, like do that on everything.
Çok enteresan bir olay ya. Hani nerede bu direk mirek hiç
It's got like a shape to it. Like the lights do, at least.
çok enteresan bir olay ya.
This almost looks like the same shape too, just like with more lights on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's as far as he zooms in on that, and then puts the telescope in front of the lens, finds it. Okay, now we're zooming. Yeah, look, watch.
2, 4, 6 tane ışık.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think those would be flares or anything. They stay in perfect formation. They,
Yeah,
again, that could be like,
but look,
this is where, yeah.
like what was that?
To me, that just looks like a physical object hovering. But I mean, to say, I want to believe.
I'd love to believe. At the
Yeah.
same time, though, it's like kind of disconcerting. Like, why is it here?
Yeah. What are they doing?
So I mean, it's definitely like. I mean, like I said, it's if you've heard Bob Lazar talk about these things, it's got the exact same shape of one
Yeah.
of those saucers. See what else we got. Is there any other thing that's like different? And the other thing that I find really odd about this is like, so this started May 27th, I believe, and then now it's July 4th.
Yeah. 4th of July.
So like, it's just a long time for this thing to be like fixed in one location for this guy to be able to film it.
Yeah. It's like, is it going back to the same spot every night? Like,
Or was it literally just sitting here for over a month?
yeah.
Like,
And
you
you'd
know,
think at
that's-
that point, if it was, some government stuff would have picked up on it. And I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes you think.
Oh,
but,
for sure.
But at the same time, this camera work just, and now we're in August, dude. Now we're in August 27th. So this has gone on from May 27th to August 27th.
Yeah, like the period of months. What's he got now?
Bir şeyler çekiyor.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like a blue line.
Does he? And this thing is like, why is there no zoom high res for this shot? Then now there's like 4.
That's reflecting off the ocean. You can see.
Yeah, that has to be what that is. That looks like.
That
Again,
could easily be like a giant shipping vessel or something.
yeah,
like
you know,
that.
because it does look super foggy wherever he's at.
Yok oldu abi.
He's gonna zoom again, and there's gonna be a cut to the high res, just like out of random.
Ding.
Sounds like someone's taking a piss.
Yeah.
Bilsinler.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this video anymore. After
That's the
we've,
thing. Like this one, I feel like this one brings up like too many questions, in my opinion. Like,
yeah.
it's mainly like I've just kind of gone over at nauseum. The camera like cuts the and god damn it, what else was it? Oh, the I don't even remember. What was the two things I was fucking complaining about?
The cutting and
The
then
cutting,
the zooming, the
the zooming.
timestamps.
Timestamps, all of it. dude. Just all of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. One continuous shot is all that needed. Is one continuous shot, and then I'd have been like, this was fucked up. But like
Yeah.
there didn't have that. So like I don't know. What would you say like overall on that one? What do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, you don't know this guy and whether he's like known for doing goofy shit like this or if he's like a respected person that just happened to get this on video. So I don't know.
Because I mean, something like that too is like easily staged with scale models.
Oh yeah, no,
You
exactly.
just
I
have
built
one,
my dad a UFO model, and
Yeah.
like you could film that, it would look perfect.
right? I mean, it's just easily faked. And that's the problem with a lot of these videos, really.
Yeah.
Especially when you use a low res camera like that.
Well, nowadays with modern like video editing software and stuff, I mean,
Yeah, it's a lot easier nowadays to add something into film like that and
Yeah.
make it look like suspicious. And then when you're using like old lower res footage, it makes it even easier for you to hide the fact that you're digitally putting something in that
Yeah.
was fake. You know what I mean?
for sure.
And it's also weird too with that one. Like I was saying, there's a lot of low res footage when it's like daytime and stuff, but then somehow when he gets those zoomed in shots of like really close up to the craft, it looks a lot more high res.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look nearly as like just shitty. Like the quality looks actually better when he's zoomed in. Like so I find it kind of odd. But
There's a lot of questions.
it raises a lot of questions. But it's an interesting video nonetheless. I don't know how much I would really kind of think I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. You got anything else to add on it?
I do not.
Okay. Well,
I just got a lot to think about now.
Yeah. Well, I think this would be I think this is a good time to stop for our little preview episode of We Want to Believe. So, yeah, like again, stay tuned every Wednesday. We're still going to go in. We're probably going to make we'll have some more stuff to put up for a We Want to Believe episode on Wednesday. So, but for now, I hope you guys enjoyed our first little taste and preview of the We Want to Believe show. Again, there just really wasn't any news to talk about.
Unfortunately.
For our regular show. So I figured if anything, this was a pretty great time to go ahead and get one of these knocked out because we've been wanting to do this one forever.
Yeah.
Like we've been wanting to do this We Want to Believe show, and then we want to do like a fitness something with fitness because another thing we like to do is comic books and movies and aliens and working out. So like, and then like video games, like that's pretty much it. Like that's we just
it's a big variety of stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having a variety of things on the channel too. You know?
No, for sure.
Like I don't want to. I don't know. It's
Keep
nice
things
to. This is
fresh.
kind of nice to do something outside of the box as far as H&U goes. I'm kind of in the fence too. I don't know if I want to just drop this on Wednesday or should we just drop this on. Should we just drop this on Monday and then we can shoot a whole show for like next Wednesday, or you want to do one for this Wednesday?
Whatever you want to do. I'm cool with whatever.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll see. Because I mean, we got some. You know what? It depends. I don't want to promise anybody for a show on Wednesday. So what we're gonna do? This show. Obviously, you're watching this right now. This one's gonna go up Monday today. For you, it's today. It's gonna be Monday. There may or may not be a full length episode on Wednesday. This upcoming Wednesday.
You have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see because we still got to work out.
Yeah,
it's getting late in the day. So I don't know if we're gonna have time to film a whole because we did this little preview episode. We've been going on for a little over an hour at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have time to do a full one. So stay tuned for what we'll probably do is we'll probably shoot next week. We'll probably have hopefully some news for our regular show on Monday.
Yeah.
If not, we'll probably just drop an episode of We Want to Believe on Wednesday. So either way, if that ends up being the case, I will make a video to put up on Monday, at least saying like, no show today, no H&U show, but we're gonna do We Want to Believe on Wednesday. So
yeah,
I'll let you guys know. So with that down, let's don't forget, guys. You can also email us submit topics, questions, etc.
Send us videos.
Yeah, send us if you've got some. That's a good point, Rick. Let's do that. If you've got videos and any like weird, any kind of videos really, but like anything you want to send us, we'll look at it and go over. But if you got some weird paranormal videos or
Anything you want to share.
maybe
Pictures
non-UFO
even.
related, just weird, anything weird that you think would like fit good for, something for us to cover on We Want to Believe, or if you got something that you want us to cover on just H&U or whatever, just send it to us. We'll go over, and if you send us a video or something, obviously, if it's nothing too explicit,
Yeah, of
we'll
course.
we'll react to it and like give you our thoughts on it. Pretty much live on the show essentially. So definitely do that. It was a good point, Rick. And then again, too, if you want to submit those emails or submit those videos and whatnot, you can just email us at honestanduneducated@gmail.com. That's honestanduneducated@gmail.com. Rick, where can everybody find you online?
Sir Rick Metz. Follow me on Instagram.
There you go. You can do the same. You can follow me at Sir Rob Bifo. Again, like I pretty much say every week, I don't spend a lot of time on there. So I don't know about you, Rick, but I think you're on social media a lot more than I am. But
Yeah.
I'll check it
Quite a
every
bit.
once in a while. I'll check the email though. You send us an email, I'll look at the email.
Oh, yeah.
So, but anyways, guys, let us know what you think. If you enjoyed the little preview episode of We Want to Believe, let us know what you think down in the comment section below. Send us weird videos like Rick said. If you got any suggestions, comments, whatever it is, just email us. Comment on the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All that good stuff. With all that down, I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
We all good?
Yep.
I'm Rob Bifo. He's Rick Metz. Take care.